Hey agents, it's that time again. Another video. Today, we're going to talk about just what the hell it is you're doing in the Division 2. You open your stash. Every slot is full. Inventory is just staring at you. Dozens of mods. Confused scrolling. You're playing the game. You're picking up gear, running missions, getting loot drops every 3 to 30 seconds. But at some point, it hits you. What am I actually doing? Am I progressing, or just filling my stash with junk? This video is all about how not to waste your time in the Division 2 stash and inventory systems. Whether you're brand new, or 10,000 hours deep, and good lord, you need to go touch some grass. Now, before we stroll down looted lane, the plugs. I must adhere to the Ubisoft gods. Ubisoft has deemed me worthy of their content creators program. As one of their requirements, I have pledges to make. I have partnered with Ubisoft to produce this content, and thanks to Ubisoft for providing me with access to this gaming content. Okay, good. Done and done. Onwards. Let's do this. One of the biggest traps in the Division 2 is that it throws loot at you constantly, but never tells you what to do with it or what's worth keeping. You pick up gear sets, brand sets, high-end rolls, exotics, mods, caches, and none of it feels connected. So here's the truth. Not all loot matters. Not all activities are equal. Not everything needs to be kept. I said what I said. Let's break down how to play smarter, not just longer. Your inventory is not a museum. Your stash isn't a collect-all. You don't need to keep 14 versions of the same mask, weapons with average rolls, mods you'll never use, level 30 gear at level 40. If it doesn't fit your current or near future builds, dismantle it into junk, sell it to the vendor. Oh, but before you do that, check the library first to make sure you're maxing out your library. Check your proficiency if you're trying to up your expertise score. Break down your useless mods for printer filament to use to donate to said experience and expertise score. If anybody wants to run down on proficiency and expertise, please let me know. I've briefly covered it before, but I could go into deeper detail about it if you want. I've had a few people ask about it. Alright. You should be prioritizing items with course stat synergy, good talent rolls. I generally suggest anything 3/4 rolls is a good bet to start. Reusability across builds and or characters. You'll find better stuff later. And stop wasting time managing junk you'll never equip. Trying to build everything at once is the fastest way to get overwhelmed. Instead, focus on one DPS build, one skill-based setup, or one armor tank hybrid. Use that build to complete bounties, projects, control points, countdown if you're ready. Don't split your gear too early. Specialize first, diversify later. Not all activities are worth your time every day. Here's what gives great value. Daily projects gives you XP, gear, and materials. Weekly project gives you named items and resources. Control point loops, fast SHD XP, and that counts towards your proficiency. Countdown, well, this is group XP farming with fast loot, and you can target that loot. So if you're looking for something specific, you just target that loot and go hunting. Other targeted loot zones, such as the summit, do the same thing there. Now, here's what you can skip if you're short on time. There's Kenley College when it's open. Now, it has a low reward to effort ratio. Basically, what I mean by this is there are 3 missions inside each building. They're going to take you some time. And you're trying to figure out the puzzle. You're trying to complete the mission. Not a lot of time to loot. Now, sure, you could run it in a group if that's what you want to do, but just because it's there, it doesn't mean you need to run it. It's just a game mode and not relevant to the story or your progression. Random public executions or supply drops. Farming 100 proficiency ranks for a 1% boost unless you enjoy the grind. Play with intention, not just out of habit. I generally run a simplified striker DPS build for most of the game's content. I generally run the St. Elmo's. I generally run on heroic. However, if I'm running missions, street sweeping, control points, doing the grocery run, normal PvE stuff, my St. Elmo's is rolled with damage to target out of cover. If I'm running the Dark Hours raid, legendary strongholds, or PvP, I use a different St. Elmo's with damage to armor. Everything else the same. So I don't need 2 copies of the same build with 2 different weapons on the same character. I just swap out the one weapon, and I'm off. Mods are the same, skills are the same. I switch back and forth in specialization, either the gunner or the firewall. Even if you decide to run 2 or 3 variations of a specific build idea, and they use the same mods, you don't need 9 copies of that mod. Just stick with the 3 and share them between the 3 builds. This saves space in both the inventory and the stash. If you want to go further into that, hit me in the comments section and we can have a sidebar conversation about it. There's a lot to cover there if you're not familiar with this particular idea that I'm throwing at you. The Division 2 has depth, but it also has distractions. You could spend hours farming junk if you don't have a goal. Or you could get 10 times more value in the same time by focusing on what you actually use, what fits your build, and what pushes you forward. So the next time you log in, don't just play everything. Play smarter. Stop hoarding. Start trimming. Get ruthless with your gear and your time. This game rewards smart agents, not just busy ones. I hope you found this video informative, and if you did, please like, share, and subscribe. The channel is growing, agents. We're pushing towards 1,000 subscribers. Here's the clan plugs. Hannibal's Bad Dogs, featuring yours truly, on PC. Kalevra's Bad Dogs, also on PC. Wicked Bad Dogs is over there in PlayStation Land, and they're recruiting. Grin's Bad Dogs is on the other side of the United States of Xbox, and he's also recruiting. X and Discord details are in the channel info tab. And until the next time, this is Hannibal, signing off.